7 minutes ago. The NFL is stunned. What just happened with the Buffalo Bills that has the entire National Football League buzzing? In a shocking twist, reports suggest Buffalo may have pulled off an unbelievable roster heist, landing key talent that could dramatically reshape the team's chances this season. With superstar quarterback Josh Allen already leading one of the league's most explosive offenses, these unexpected additions could give the Bills a serious edge over their biggest rivals. But here's the mystery. How did Buffalo manage to pull this off, and who are the players involved? The answers might surprise even the most dedicated Bills fans. Just 7 minutes ago, shockwaves started spreading across the entire National Football League, and fans of the Buffalo Bills could barely believe what they were hearing. What looked like a quiet off-season moment suddenly turned into one of the most jaw-dropping roster developments the league has seen in years. Analysts, insiders, and rival fan bases are scrambling to understand how Buffalo managed to pull off what many are now calling an unbelievable roster heist. For weeks, rumors had been circulating behind the scenes. League insiders hinted that the Bills' front office was quietly working phones, evaluating contracts, and exploring opportunities that nobody else seemed to notice. But few people expected things to escalate this quickly. Now, the story has broken wide open, and the rest of the NFL is trying to catch up. At the center of all this activity is Bills general manager Brandon Beane, a man who has built a reputation for bold but calculated decisions. Since arriving in Buffalo, Beane has never been afraid to take risks if it means giving his team a better shot at a championship. And according to early reports, this latest move might be one of his most daring yet. Sources close to the organization say the Bills have managed to secure multiple key contributors in what appears to be a strategic roster maneuver that very few teams saw coming. Instead of making a single splash move, Buffalo has quietly stacked talent in several areas, strengthening depth while also adding potential game-changing playmakers. And of course, every move the Bills make ultimately revolves around their franchise quarterback, Josh Allen. Allen has become the face of the franchise and one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL. But even a superstar quarterback needs the right support system around him to win a championship. That's exactly what Buffalo appears. League executives are reportedly stunned not just by the players involved, but by how the Bills managed to structure everything within their financial limits. The salary cap has been one of the biggest obstacles for contenders across the league. Yet Buffalo somehow found a way to maneuver through it and still improve the roster. Some insiders are already calling it a masterclass in roster management. Fans across social media exploded the moment the news began circulating. Bills supporters are celebrating what could be a massive step toward finally bringing a Super Bowl title to Buffalo. Meanwhile, rival teams are already questioning how this move might shift the balance of power in the AFC. Because let's be honest, the AFC is stacked. Teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Cincinnati Bengals have dominated headlines over the past few seasons. Every year, the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC seems tougher than ever. But if the Bills' latest roster strategy works the way their front office believes it will, Buffalo might have just taken a massive step toward changing that narrative. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how quietly everything developed. There were no dramatic leaks, no major warning signs, and very little media speculation before the story broke. In an era where NFL rumors spread instantly, that level of secrecy is incredibly rare. It suggests that the Bills' leadership operated with precision and patience, waiting for exactly the right moment to make their move. According to several insiders, the goal was simple: improve the roster without sacrificing the future. That balance is one of the hardest challenges in professional football. Teams often face a choice between going all in for the present or protecting their long-term stability. But Buffalo appears determined to do both, and that's where things get really interesting. One of the biggest concerns surrounding the Bills in recent seasons has been depth. While the team has elite talent at key positions, injuries and fatigue during long playoff runs have sometimes exposed weaknesses in the roster. The front office clearly recognized that problem. Instead of chasing a single superstar headline signing, Buffalo reportedly focused on bringing in players who can make immediate contributions while also strengthening multiple areas of the team. It's a strategy that may not always dominate headlines at first, but it often wins championships. Former players and analysts are already reacting. Some believe this could be the type of roster move that doesn't just impact one season. It could shape the franchise's future for years to come. And the timing couldn't be more important. The pressure on Buffalo has been building. With a superstar quarterback in his prime and a passionate fan base desperate for a championship, expectations have never been higher. Every offseason decision now carries enormous weight. But if this roster move turns out the way the Bills hope, it could redefine the trajectory of the entire organization. Of course, there are still plenty of questions. How quickly will the new additions adapt to Buffalo's system? Can the team maintain chemistry while integrating new talent? And perhaps most importantly, will these changes finally push the Bills past their toughest playoff obstacles? Because the truth is, the AFC playoffs have been heartbreakingly close for Buffalo in recent years. Each time, the team has shown flashes of greatness. Each time, they've proven they belong among the NFL's elite. But each time, something has stood in the way of that final breakthrough. That's exactly why this moment feels so significant. The Bills aren't just tweaking their roster, they're sending a message that they're still hungry, a message that they're not satisfied with simply being contenders, and a message that they are willing to outwork, outthink, and outmaneuver the rest of the league if that's what it takes to win. And make no mistake, the rest of the NFL is paying attention. Rival executives are reportedly reviewing the details of the move, trying to understand exactly how Buffalo managed to pull it off. Some are impressed, others are frustrated, but everyone agrees on one thing. The Bills just made the league a lot more interesting. For Bills fans, the excitement is impossible to ignore. Buffalo has one of the most passionate fan bases in all of sports, and they've been waiting decades for a championship moment. Every offseason brings new hope, new expectations, and new dreams of what could finally be the year. Now, those dreams feel a little more real. Of course, championships aren't won in the offseason. Every move, every signing, every trade still has to prove itself on the field. Chemistry, coaching, injuries, and momentum all play massive roles in determining how a season unfolds. But great teams are built through smart decisions long before kickoff. And tonight, it looks like the Buffalo Bills may have made one of the smartest decisions of the entire offseason. As more details continue to emerge, analysts expect this story to dominate NFL headlines for the next several days. Fans will debate it, experts will analyze it, and rival teams will certainly respond. But one thing is already clear. The Buffalo Bills just reminded the entire league that they are not standing still. They are evolving, adapting, and doing whatever it takes to chase the ultimate prize in professional football. And if this unbelievable roster heist turns out the way Buffalo hopes, the rest of the NFL might soon realize something very important. The road to a Super Bowl might just run through Buffalo. So stay tuned, because if the first 7 minutes after this news broke are any indication, this story is only getting started. The league is watching. Fans are buzzing, and the Buffalo Bills may have just changed the entire conversation heading into the next NFL season.